YouTube, what up, what up? Good morning, it's your boy Spiz, man. Back with some more sports takes. I'm headed to State Line. A lot of y'all not familiar. It's called Primm, Nevada, on the border of California and Vegas. And I go up there often to go place my sports bets. Recently, I did very well last month between the NCAA tournament, first week of MLB, and some NBA games. I kind of mixed it up, and I hit 18K. 18,592, which is very rare, unheard of. But when I place these parlay, 7 games, sometimes an 8-game ticket, it's hard to do. But I don't always take points. I mix it up with money lines, things like that. I mix and I match. So I did very well. So I'm trying to spin the wheel one more time to see if that same luck can surface again. I would advise people not to do this all the time and don't waste a whole bunch of money, because I promise you I only paid $160 between 2 tickets. $100 on one, $60 on the other, and the turnaround was gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? So, I bet low to get high. High money. Some could consider it as aggressive because it's a lot of teams. But I'm not going to bet what's already in my pocket as in payout. I don't believe in, gambling for something that you already have. It's called a gamble. So therefore, reach for the stars if you can, man. You never know. You never know, right? It's a gamble. So that's that. All y'all that's following, like, subscribe, hit the hype button. I'm new at this, so work with me. Get in that comment section and let me know what you want to see, what I can do more, engage in sports takes. The list goes on. This is only sports. We're not getting personal or getting too deep. Sports and sports betting, that's what I like. So, opening up, talking about these New York football giants. And it was a clip that showed Mr. Nabers not being happy or proud about who we're drafting. Maybe he wanted something on the offensive side of the ball, or he was kind of looking at it like, where's the help that we're going to get? X, Y, and Z. And my thing is, brother, you ain't been in New York that long, right? That's one. 2, you got to be worldly in New York. I mean, better than Saquon was, right? To even have a strong opinion or a stone face like, so what, you don't care, or you're agitated or upset, because that's how I came across. Now, he did double back on this and say, no, I was happy for the guys we drafted. You guys are taking it too far. And my thing is on that is, well, your facial expression looked like it took it far. So people are going to rebuttal, right? You in the public eye. You're a professional. So therefore, be a professional, right? And also, understand the mechanism and makeup of New York Giant football. Everyone gets pissed off when we trade Odell, right? Why do we do that? Because a lot of antics and diva, a lot of things was making the headlines. And as a New Yorker, if you know that New York Daily News, the only thing that they want to make the headlines is things that they want to push out there, their own narrative. They don't want players to come in there and beef up stuff and turn stuff around and to have the fans agitated and put the fans against the organization, which Odell kind of was doing, right? A lot of people loved him, but a lot of people was like, he's acting like a you-know-what. They didn't want that in the headlines, so they paid him and released him, and traded him away. Same thing with Saquon. We only had him on the team that had pretty much value. We let him go. We didn't pay him, right? Because nobody is bigger than Blue. Nobody is bigger than the Mara family. I mean, the Mara family may be a step above Jerry Jones. Jerry's in step above football and merchandise and selling and stuff like that. The Cowboys are like number 1, top 5 in all sports, with what they sell, with what they're sponsored with and all that stuff, Jerry knows how to get the money. The Mara family is pretty much big with football decisions that they make behind the scenes that a lot of guys don't know about. A lot of teams don't, a lot of fans wouldn't know about unless you're researching very well when it comes down to who the Mara family is. They're like one of the first families of football, so they're not going to be disrespected. And they're not friendly to the point of helping all these superstars. All my years watching the Giants and watching football, I can tell you right now, it ain't been that many stars. We don't have that many Hall of Famers. We don't have that many, wow type guys. It was Lawrence Taylor, and Lawrence Taylor, right? And Bill Parcells, if you want to give him credit and count him in on the fame. Phil Simms, regular. Hostetler, regular. Okay, regular guys. Average at best, mediocre at best. Made plays, went about their business, totally professional. Didn't want limelight, didn't want camera. Now, mind you, it was a different era where, all these things wasn't there in the reach of them. Social media, is what I'm talking about. But still, they just went about their job and did what they had to do. It's a blue-collar organization. Who else is like that? What other team you guys can think is a blue-collar organization? Pittsburgh Steelers, right? They don't play that bigger than the organization stuff. When they're known for winning, they won enough to move the goalpost the way they want to swing it. If they like you, they make you a lifelong Steeler. They don't like you, they get you up out of there. For Plexico Burris, for ABs, for Clayton, for whoever. It does not matter. Don't matter. The only position that is pretty much secure, if you're a good to decent or even great or cornerstone for them, is the quarterback position. That's why Eli was able to stay there, because of the Super Bowl rings and because of what he brung, because he pretty much was a get in line type of guy. Said all the right things. He didn't shun or down the organization. So Mr. Nabers need to do his research on how the organization is. This is not Dallas, where you can put Jerry Jones in a chokehold, get paid, and then quit on the field. Like Zeke Elliott and a lot of other guys that Jerry paid. This is why he didn't want to pay them, because he knew that the fire and desire was going to go away. But when he pays you, it's like, you know what? We're business partners, and you are now a part of the Cowboy family, and you're like my son. He kind of holds on to you too long. Now, Mr. Nabers, what I would say to you is, brother, very talented. God bless you. I'm thankful to have you on the team. I really am. But you got to show more. You got to show more. You got to let your game talk so loud that it's like, wow, right? You got to be top 5 at your position, which right now you're not, due to injuries. I will say that. But a lot of guys, cats from Cincinnati, balling. Justin Jefferson, balling. You got your boy Higma, whatever his name, from Seattle, balling. I mean, it's a lot of guys in front of you right now. The way you can overcome and you can defeat that is your play on the field. You got to stay on the field. Work on your body. See, a lot of these cats are young. They never dealt with the severity and the consequences of NFL hits and tackles and the plays that they're asking you to make. Because, let's get real. College is like junior varsity when it come down to these wide receivers. They don't get hit like that. They don't get hit like that. They don't really have that many miles on them. So your body is only reacting to what it's used to. So I would tell him to get professional NFL trainers that's noticeable. If you know who worked with Jerry Rice, go hire him. If you know who worked with Randy Moss, go hire him. If you know who worked with guys that had long, outstanding, stellar careers, go get with him. Hell, go get with the guy, that is decorated in that light. Stop putting your homeboy on, running little bullshit routes, bullshit corner passes and, and deep balls, and work on your route tree. Work on your body before you can work on your route tree. After all that's done and said, let that production travel over to the field, right? And then you may have room where you can go up in that GM's office. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the Giants are kind of under duress because they don't want that Saquon thing to show again. They don't want to lose a player and the player goes off to win MVP and win a Super Bowl. That was a gut shot. They don't want to admit it. They're not going to admit it because, again, no one's bigger than their program. But that stung a little bit. But if you're doing all the things that you need to do and you're balling out, they may listen. But you got to do it through Jackson Dart. You got to get close with Jackson and be like, yo, this is what we need, bro. And have Jackson go up there and talk for you. It's ways to go around it. Don't sit with your head down or with your attitude showing to make anything available in the press or the public eye to make it look like he's not happy. Don't take that route. Love T.O. to death, but once you get placed in that T.O. bracket, no team's going to want to deal with you. They're going to write you off. They're going to write you off. You know, there was only one person that I saw within the last 10, 15 years that was a total diva, but his production was so good, teams just had no other choice but to take a chance on him, but it came through the quarterback. Tom Brady said, let's go get AB. Let's go. This guy, AB, is a beat. We got to get him. We got to have him. And you know what? It worked out. He got AB and they won. Right? So they believed in Tom. They believe in his, his mindset. So you got to also let Jackson get there too. But since Jackson, he has the meat of the program right now. Because, again, New York Football Giants, we only going to give it to one person. And I only see them giving it to Jackson Dart as a cornerstone piece, as a franchise guy, as the face of the franchise. Right? He is going to be a step behind Coach Harbaugh. Harbaugh's up there because he's won already. He's decorated. He's seasoned. They paid him a lot of money. So, of course, he's going to be the face of the franchise. He's going to get all the interviews. He's going to be in the media heavy, not just because he's the coach, because they want to know his intellect and his opinion on everything, which is only right. That's what he's getting paid the big bucks for. And Jackson is because they're going to ask him, what does he see on the field? How does he feel? They're going to, throw trick questions to him. He is going to be the face. And I hope that he's tuned up to the point where he knows how to conduct himself, win, lose, or draw. I think he is. Now, we drafted very well. Very well. That kid from BYU, beast. He reminds me of like a Clay Matthews, man. Oh, yeah. He's a beast. He has a motor that won't stop and won't quit. Avril Reese, hybrid. Beast. Right? He's a beast. That kid do anything. He's a positionless defensive player. He can do everything other than corner. But he can cover. Sideline to sideline he plays. Rush the quarterback he plays. Defend tight ends, by the red zone. Like, whatever you need him to do. Stop the run. He's willing to do. We do need a little bit more meat when it comes down to on that D-line. We did get a guy. So let's hopefully that he'll turn out and he'll do a little bit better than Dexter, because at this point I was kind of getting tired of Dex. I'm not going to lie. One sack, which, D-tackles don't get a lot of sacks, but he wasn't clogging the paint like that. He wasn't demanding and commanding double teams like that. It was almost like he played the game safe. He wasn't playing with reckless abandon. He stopped after a certain week. I can't remember what week it was, but I seen the film and I was like, he's not even trying anymore. Maybe because he was injured or he didn't want to get injured or whatever the case may be. He kind of quit. So, wide receiver that we got, that boy Malachi from Notre Dame, beast. He's a dog. He's a dog. Seriously. Right? That offensive lineman from Florida, gorgeous. He ain't playing. He punished people. He finishes the play to the whistle. Right? He will pancake you and drive your ass into the ground until you're underneath the ground. So that's going to help. But see, here's my other thing. The only thing that I'm concerned with is the running game. Because Cam Scatterboo, he's a headbanger. I don't like headbanging running backs. It's not sexy. It stopped after Ezekiel Elliott. You can't, before you go out of bounds, punish somebody and then you don't know. You got to learn to get down. You got to learn to play it safe. You got to learn to play another down. All those hits, you're headed for concussion. All that fighting through 6, 7, 8 guys, you headed for a broken leg, Achilles, something. So his longevity, to me, I can't see it being that long. You know, right now he's young, he's reckless. You know, he don't care. It's not even like a point to prove, but he's pretty much showing how tough he is, and we don't need all that tough all the time, right? Those running backs don't survive. That's why GMs and a lot of coaches have been writing running backs off for pretty much years now, saying, 2-3 year window, 3-4 year window, depending on your style of run, right? So we need somebody in front of him, not Carpenter either. We need an elusive back, right? And we need him to play short yardage, maybe goal line type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Giants won before with Ahmad Bradshaw. You know, he was kind of like the scat back, catch out the backfield. You know, he get in there, bang a little bit, then you switch it up with that power hitter and Brandon Jacobs as the playoffs came. He was punishing a lot of guys. He got the bulk of the carries. So we need that two combo running back, which the NFL is great at showing us that is good to have. That's how Seattle won. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of teams can win. You can't just put all of it on one running back. You got to have two, maybe three, a third down back, kind of like in that Roger Craig, Ronnie Harmon zone. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that come out and he gets in there and he plays the slot a little bit. Yeah. You need that. But I'm going to tell you right now, New York Giant football is based off of running game, like I just spoke on, a sure possession wide receiver, right? Like an Amani Toomer was, like Hakeem Nicks was, like a Burris, a big receiver, right? That catch those big plays, first downs, keep the drive extended, right? And a good running game. And a tight end, you know, with that Mark Bavaro type mentality, right? Defense is sack the quarterback. We got to get sacks. We have to get sacks. If we do not get sacks, and I don't care what era NFL you in, sacks is very important because, see, what sacks does, and you're known to be a sack artist, and your team, your D-line is known to rush the quarterback and get in there and cause havoc. That gives your corners interceptions because now the quarterback is speeding up. Now you're just trying to get rid of the ball. He's making bonehead plays. That's when the corners come in, and that's when my man Hood from Tennessee is going to come in. He's going to shine. But he only can shine if that D-line does their job. So, again, we drafted well. We filled up as many positions as we can. I don't really think we're done, right? I think it's a little bit more things we can do. And Coach Harbaugh has decorated the season enough that I believe in him. I really do. Because now we're not going after coordinators, right? We're going after head guys. That's what we need. Yes, coordinators look sexy on every other team. The Vikings, you know, their coach was a coordinator. You know, San Francisco, you know, Shanahan's a decorated coordinator. You know, but they're not finishing because he don't make head coach moves. He makes coordinator decisions. He's too handsy with the offense. He needs to hire someone to take some of that pressure off him by now, you know, and so he can just do what he needs to do as a head guy. Because to me, he's not a head guy, Shanahan. Harbaugh is a head guy. I don't know what happened in Baltimore. I'm kind of thinking like him and Lamar start hitting riffs at the end of the day because he's telling Lamar, yo, all that running, it's not leading us nowhere. We're going to have to switch your style up. So they probably was beefing a little bit, right? And you're paying Lamar all these bucks, so the organization kind of leaned and listened. And then the record wasn't shown, but it wasn't fair because those guys were hurt, you know, a good part of the season. He still came one game away from making the playoffs. That just goes to show that he's a head guy. He knows how to flip and turn the tables. And let's be clear, that division is very tough. That's a tough division to play around with. And he lasted in that division for a long time. He outshined the Steelers. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. He got more. He got a Super Bowl ring. He got, you know, perennial playoff runs, stuff like that, right? But every time they went head to head with Pittsburgh, he kind of had their number. He kind of had Mike Tomlin's number. He did, right? He did good. I don't know the stats. You can put that in the comment section, but he held his own. Basically, is what I'm saying. So I trust in Harbaugh. I trust in the program, and nobody's bigger than the program. We don't fold in New York. We don't say, this guy got us 40 touchdowns last year. We got to pay him $300 million. We're not doing that. There's only one guy that's going to be able to get that love, that look, that knock, right? And that's Jackson Dart. He'll be paid lovely and handsomely to stay there, especially if he's doing well. My God, they're going to throw a lot of, what they say, the Brinks trucks. They're going to be backing it up to his house to get him to stay, because we like to invest in franchise guys when it comes down to media, decorated, how you carry yourself, professionalism. None of that diva hold your head down stuff. And I know divas is just what wide receivers are. From Keyshawn Johnson, give me the damn ball, to T.O., definitely a diva, to even Randy Moss became a diva after a while. I seen him quit with the Raiders. All he was running was 9 routes with the Raiders. Then when he gets with Brady, he just opened up a whole nother can, like it was like a resurgence. He did a lot of diva things, but it was like quietly. It wasn't detrimental. I don't really think he didn't really do that many things that was like, damn, Randy, why'd you do that? Other than pull his pants down at the goalpost, he was playing. That was harmful what he did in Green Bay, But end of the day, like I said, I like what the Giants are doing. I like where we're going. If you got any questions, you want to add on to this, you want to rebuttal to this, get in the comment. excuse me. Get in the comment section. Let me know. Say, yo, Spears, you right. Spears, you wrong. Spears, I'm with you. Spears, I'm a Giant fan too. This is, in matter of fact, what's your favorite Giant team? That's a better question, because I have one of all time. Shout out to Lawrence Taylor, which is from Williamsburg, Virginia. His father, Mel Taylor, which, my grandmother lived on the same street as them, right? In Williamsburg, Virginia. I went to the same high school after I moved from New York, Lafayette High School. Coach Mel Jones, who coached Lawrence Taylor. I met LT numerous times. He's like family. Shout out to my older cousin Reggie. That was like his handler. They grew up together. They did a lot of running around. So LT is family. So I'm giving you a brief, mindset of what team you think I'm gonna pick, of all time, Giants. But you never know. It may be a more modern and current team, minus LT. But let me know what's your favorite Giant team. Let me know your favorite Giant take. Let me know your favorite Giant moment. Let me know how you think we're looking, where we can go, how many wins, because I'm projected us to have 10 wins. 11, great. 10 will get us in, right, to win that division, because that division is kind of taking a back step. Jaden Daniels is frail. You hit him enough, he gonna fold. Cowboys are gonna be the Cowboys. They're gonna look good. They got an awesome lineup on offense, but they don't have no defense like that, and they don't have no running game. So if you're gonna put all the pressure on Dak, I like my odds. I do. I like my odds. If in Philly, they don't even like Jalen Hurts. I don't know why. They saying, well, he's only that good because of the talent. I don't know why. I don't know why people don't like Jalen, though. Maybe it's his attitude, the way he come across, his ego they say he has, but he's supposed to. He's supposed to be confident. This guy's been in the Super Bowl within the last 5 years twice, right? So come on, man. They got a squad. But I think Saquon's taking the back seat. He's taking that Zeke Elliott route where he ain't going to be doing backflips over linemen or corners or nothing no more, right? So I think the Giants got a shot to win that division. I really do. I really do. So let me know how you feel. Let me know what you see. And put it in the comment section. All right? Peace.